Hello there and a warm welcome to Elomba Television. My name is Angel Lady. Sure that you're consciously staying safe and of course enjoying the season. It's a holiday period and most people are at home having a good time with family, friends and well wishers. I don't know what it is for you. If you're still at work, well, just enjoy the season. Let's dive straight to what we have for you today. We'll recall that recently the president of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, did say that protecting Nigerian borders is left to God, that only God can do that. As Nigerians cannot handle that, well, not long after that, former President Olusegun Obasanjo did come up to say Nigerian leaders should stop blaming God for Nigeria's wars. We'll give you the details of the story, and then some other stories will come to you. So we'll say you stay right here and head straight to Instagram. Like our Instagram page, go to Facebook, like our Facebook page, and of course subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you'll be the first to know when next will come here up. Okay, so now the details of the story on former President Olusegun Obasanjo telling Nigerian leaders to take responsibility and stop blaming God. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo on Tuesday charged Nigerians to work hard and pray for the success of the country in the coming year 2021. Obasanjo said this at his Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library (OOPL) residence in Abeokuta, Ogun State, on his 2021 message to Nigerians. For Nigeria to experience the desired change, Nigerians, especially the leaders, must work very hard and also pray for the country. Obasanjo said Nigerians must work hard in the coming year to surmount the myriad of challenges confronting the country. The former president, who lamented the insecurity and poor economic state of the country, noted that 2020 had been a challenging year for Nigerians. But in all things, we must give thanks to God. Obasanjo told President Muhammadu Buhari and other Nigerian leaders to stop blaming God for Nigerians' woes, but to rather blame themselves. He insisted that God did not create Nigeria to be poor, but the bad decisions of Nigerian leaders had left the country in its current bad situation. His words: "We do not have to blame God for our situation. We have to blame ourselves. Nigeria does not have to be poor. No Nigerian must go to bed hungry. That we have a situation like this is a choice of our leaders and followers alike. My prayer is that God will make the year 2021 a better year for all of us, but it will not happen without work. We have gone from one form of insecurity to bad economy, and on the top of it, the COVID-19. Some people, either for insecurity or for the bad economy or for COVID-19, have gone to the great beyond. I will say, may the souls of those who have departed, particularly in this year of challenges, rest in perfect peace." But what then do we do the rest of us? As I said, we should thank God. I like the motto of a school which says, "Work and pray." Some people say it should be pray and work, but it doesn't matter to me in what order I put it. But prayer must go with work, and work must go with prayer. And I believe we need to work hard in this country as we pray hard so that the coming year, the year 2021, will be a glorious year for us. But it will not happen unless we work to make it happen. I will say as St. Paul, the great apostle, said, "In all things we must give thanks." This year 2020 has been a year of challenge for the whole world, particularly for us in Nigeria. On what to do to fix the economy, Obasanjo said, when we do the right thing, we are not doing the right thing now. When we do the right thing, the economy will be what it should be. I do not believe that God created the Nigerian economy to be bad. No. That's from former President Olusegun Obasanjo. Now let's go over to Twitter and see what people are saying about that one from the former president. So I'll share the screen with you right now so you'd see what Nigerians are saying on Twitter about that admonition from the former president. So here we go. This is from Daniel E. Aldu. "We need to thank Yaradua, Jonathan, and Obasanjo, having seen the nonsense this present government now calls governance." And this is from President 1 Eka This one says Obasanjo told President Buhari and other Nigerian leaders to stop blaming God for Nigeria's woes, but rather blame themselves. Rather, Buhari said the effective supervision of Nigeria's land borders with the Republic of Niger can only be carried out by God. Where is the lie in this? Well, we wouldn't know. We go over to the next comment. Won't Imported Al-Haji said, won't forget that Wasiu Ayinde, King Marshal, dedicated a whole CD bashing Obasanjo during his administration and calling for his resignation, but can't call out Buhari because he was among those that brought him to power. Man is a ducking hypocrite. And this says, this from CEO Okenwa Chukwuma, which of his military general has more capacity for transformational leadership? Retweet for Buhari, like for Obasanjo. And we still go further. Obasanjo was no saint, but that was technical development, economic growth, and some level of security under his regime. Soldier said the OBJ and Atiku's government built three very critical infrastructure in their 8 years in office: Bells University, ABTI, American University, and the Obasanjo Presidential Library. The first two were built to allow Nigerian students defy ASU's weekend-long strikes and read books from the third. And another Twitter handle says, give Buhari 30 more years, he won't still meet up with a list of Obasanjo's achievements. Before you come here to argue this, remember, Obasanjo worked with best brains those years. Buhari is working with Femi, Bashir, Obin, and other intelligent advisors. It is really hard to live with those that believed Buhari's achievements have surpassed that of Obasanjo and Jonathan just because he completed the Lagos to Ibadan Railway. Interesting how they didn't know Jonathan launched most of those projects they are celebrating. And this is from DJ Switch. Let's see. Guardian Nigerian has just announced the 2020 Person of the Year, and guess who it is? It is #EndSARS protesters, the messengers of hope. God bless Guardian, God bless EndSARS protesters. Buhari, Chike, Obasanjo, Kuka, and Yahoo, #EndSARS. Okay, that's what we've got for you there. We'll move over to the stories that we've got on our bulletin for today. Now the headlines. We have Imola still reject Hope Uzodinma. And we also have No One is an Angel. We all have a past. Fani Kayode replies to Nde Bakare. The 59th First Bank Lagos Amateur Golf Open Championship tees off. And we'll also give you this special report from the special report section of our site, that is www.elimba.com. We have a special report here that says inconsistencies in police promotion and many sins of PS/NPF against Igbo Southeast. The details. The International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law Inter-Society is strongly condemning reasons and excuses given by the Police Service Commission concerning its Friday 18th December 2020 promotion of senior police officer Sylvia Next ranks, to the effect that the promotions were not based on ethnic or religious grounds, but on availability of vacancies, seniority, free of any pending disciplinary matter, on merit, except in few cases of special promotion. Inter-Society views the PSC position as saddening, shocking, disappointing, provocative, illogical, inherently contradictory, inconsistent, and unconstitutional. PSC rewards killers of defense citizens with plum promotions. On the issue of disciplinary measures as one of the criteria used for promotion in the Nigerian police force, as claimed by the PSC. This is utterly provocative, untrue, and fallacious. The reality is that apart from being inherently selective in investigating and sanctioning erring or misbehaved senior police officers, available records have clearly shown that the PSC, and the NPF authorities have been rewarding atrocious and criminal senior police officers with promotions and juicy postings. Those evidentially fingered in the massacre of defenseless citizens on accusation of being agitators and protesters have consistently been rewarded with juicy promotions and postings. This has steadily been the case since August 2015 under Musiliu Smith as chair of the PSC. In the 18th December 2020 promotions, for instance, the immediate past AIG in charge of Zone 13 for Anambra and Enugu, Dan Malam Mohammed, who was among those elevated to police DIG ranks and made DIG in charge of training and development, was evidently and vigorously fingered amid in the August 23, 2020 massacre of over 30 defenseless Christian and Jewish worshippers at MNA in Enugu State, during which over 30 were shot and seriously injured and over 60 arrested. Despite the facts-laden petition sent by Inter-Society and received by the PSC authorities, investigation into same was refused, only for the accused to be rewarded with plum promotion in the 18th December 2020 promotions by PSC and posts of DIG training and development in the 25th December 2020 postings by IGP Abubakar and Adamu. PSC and NPF leaderships are executing ethnic agenda. As a matter of irrefutable fact, the present leaderships of the Police Service Commission and the Nigerian Police Force are glaringly executing an ethnic and religious agenda by consistently failing to ensure equity and fairness in the promotions and postings of senior police officers. In a densely populated country like Nigeria, heavily divided along ethnic and religious lines, equity and fairness to dominant ethno-religious nationalities are inexcusably a must in the demonstration of the country's elective and appointive public offices, including promotions and postings in the Nigerian police force, likewise the armed forces, intelligence and paramilitary agencies. These are clearly and unambiguously stressed and spelled out in the country's existing Constitution of 1999 as amended. The Constitution has in its Section 14, Paragraph 3 forbidding and outlawed the control or domination of the government of the Federation or any of its agencies and the conduct of its affairs by a few ethnic or other sectional groups. The Nigerian Police Force and its oversight, the Police Service Commission, governed by this country's civil service rules, are strictly and inescapably bound by this constitutional provision. The Constitution also repeated itself boldly and clearly in its Section 217, subsection 3, to the effect that the composition of the officer corps and other ranks of the armed forces of the Federation shall reflect the federal character of Nigeria or regional balancing. In Section 42 of the same Constitution, discrimination on the grounds of ethnicity or tribe, religion, sex, gender, etc. is unambiguously forbidden and outlawed, and by the same constitutional Section 10, the state shall not adopt any religion as a state religion. By the provision of Section 1, subsection 3 of the Constitution, if any other law or rule or policy is inconsistent with the provisions of this Constitution shall prevail, and that other law or rule or policy shall, to the extent of the inconsistency, be void. This means that any policy or rule adopted by the PSC and the NPF in the promotion and posting of senior police officers, which contravenes these constitutional provisions, is instantly null and void. Therefore, the sum total of our findings highlighted above is that the PSC and the NPF authorities have not only been promoting and posting senior police officers outside equity and fairness, going by the country's multi-pluralistic composition on ethno-religious grounds, but have also done same outside the law and in gross breach of the provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. It is recalled that the PSC had on Friday 18 December 2020 announced the promotion of 4 new DIGs involving 37 AIGs and 1 CP. 13 CPs were also made AIGs, while 23 DCPs became new CPs and 29 padded to 37 ACPs made new DCPs. The list of the newly promoted senior police officers was transmitted to the Inspector General of Police for further action on 21st of December 2020, leading to posting and assignments of duties to the newly promoted officers. With the new promotions, there are now 8 police DIGs in Nigeria, manning departments of finance and administration, operations, logistics and supply, force criminal investigation, training and development, research and planning, force intelligence and information, and communication technology. The promotions also bring the number of 7 ARGs to 36, including heads of the forces. 17 zonal commands. There are now 105 7CPs, 275 7DCPs, and 538 7ACPs. These numbers include senior officers due for retirement between the late December 2020 and February 2021. Inter-society has repeatedly exposed the fact that senior police officers of Igbo and Southeast region have been victimized over the decades by successive and present authorities of the PSC and the NPF, particularly in the areas of promotion and postings. Their promotions are withheld for several years despite being among the best brains and educated, and are only allowed to earn promotions in the twilight of their statutory retirements. We have cited a situation whereby the Southeast was made to produce 4 DIGs in 1 year, that is between November 2019 to December 2020, so as to fill the region's slot in the NPF management team, following several years of stagnancies associated with their statutory promotions. CP Uche Anozia from Imo State, who retired on 19 September 2020, was also promoted to the rank of Police AIG on 18 December 2020, 90 days after his statutory retirement. As it stands now, the PSC and NPF have eliminated the Igbo Nation and Southeast from the rank of police AIGs, as out of 36 7 AIGs in Nigeria, none comes from Igbo Nation, which is independently numbered about, if not over 60 million worldwide, with 52 million in Nigeria. Also, out of the 17 police zonal commands in Nigeria, none is presently headed by the Southeast. Among the 105 7CPs, only 8 instead of at least 17 come from the Southeast region, namely John Amadi Ebonyi, Ngozi Onadeko, Imo State, Joe Machuku Enwano, Anambra State, Edward Chuka Ebuka, Imo State, Joseph Ogechi Nna, Imo State, and Frank Mba, Enugu State. The 7th and 8th Southeast CPs, Cyril Okoro, Imo State, and Michael Okoli, Imo State, are technically out of equation because of their retirements coming up by 1st of February 2021 and 25th July 2021. They joined the MPF since 1st February 1986 and 15th March 1988 respectively, and became victims of promotion stagnancy. A feature of structural violence by this Southeast is technically left with only 6 CPs out of 105 7CPs in the country. Out of the 6 remaining Southeast CPs Josephine Nna Imo and Joe Enwano Anambra have just a year and 6 months to stay and will be retiring by 5th June 2022 and 6th June 2022 respectively. The elimination plots against Igbo and Southeast senior police officers are also being observed in the ranks of DCPs, ACPs, and CSPs. Inconsistency have trailed promotion in the NPF. Inconsistency have inherently trailed police promotions in Nigeria, particularly since mid-2015, and are deeply fueled by nepotism, favoritism, and other immoral conducts, including execution of ethnic and religious agenda. For instance, it is a height of inconsistency for the PSC and the NPF to attempt to observe regional balancing in the promotion and appointment of police DIGs and discard same in the promotions and postings of AIGs, CPs, DCPs, ACPs, and CSPs. The PSC's claim of sticking to seniority are a hoax. Otherwise, how can it be validly explained that the same PSC had in its 18th December 2020 promotions elevated CP Joseph Obunike to Police DRG. Going by PSC's seniority claims, if real CSP Ebunike, who was junior to a number of 7 CPs and all the 7 AIGs, should not have been jumped from the rank of CP to the rank of DIG. It was also discovered that the PSC's recent promotions were not entirely based on seniority, as some were promoted outside the seniority list and at the whims and caprices of the PSC's and NPS leadership. The 18th December 2020 promotions were padded. Apart from strong accusation of pardon the list of those made ARGs and CPs, the pardon was glaringly the case in the promotion list of the 47 ACPs who were supposed to have been promoted to the rank of DCP, having successfully undergone the mandatory promotion exams and annual performance evaluation reports. A total of 47 ACPs who successfully completed the promotion process were penciled down for promotions by the PSC, only for the Commission to turn around and shortlist 30, but announced 29 of them as new DCPs on 18 December 2020, leaving out 17 others. To their greatest shock and surprise, when the list came out via the IGP, 7 foreign names have been added or padded. As ACP, now DCP, Uche Anya Adako, from the original was later found to have been added to the list, making them 30 promoted from the original list. It must be clear that the 7 padded names were not in the list of original 47 slated for promotion. They shot out 17 ACPs who completed their DCP promotion exams and penciled down for promotion but dropped R. Eitayo Omosayin Olusegun, Abdul Odege Yusuf, Obodo Ugbogweze, Nwokolo James, Iloagunam, Ogwen Jonathan Ibinka, Ndukwe Ohagu Felix, Olerewaju Taylor Lennox, Ismail Seadatu, Asmiya Irma, Olabode Adeyeye, Udoete Regina Cosmas, Gwen Francis Afolabi Wilfred, Ehede Oyazoba, Oyakire, Eze Oliva, Nana, and Sani Abdul. Among the 7 padded junior ACPs who were made new DCPs are ACPs Maman Giwa, Tahir Usman, Hassan K. Omar, Banks K, Gambit, Echo E, Okpoziakpo, Syracuse, Enechuku, and Rosemary Collins, while Hassan K. Omar was promoted to ACP as recently as on 30th of May 2018 before his strange elevation to DCP on 18th December 2020. The rest were promoted to ACPs in various dates in 2017 above the shut-out 17, who had their last promotions to ACP dated variously in 2016. We demand, therefore, that the 17 officers in question, Eitayo Omayasin and all that 16, should be captured for promotion in the next promotion in 2021. The authorities of the Police Service Commission and the Nigerian Police Force are strongly called upon to discontinue henceforth any promotion and posting that is outside the law and runs contrary to the reference provisions of the 1999 Constitution. The principles on regional balance in merit and seniority shall henceforth be applied in the promotions and postings in the force, and all forms of ethno-religious cards, nepotism and favoritism must be jettisoned and abolished. Where, for instance, promotion exercise into any senior ranking is found capable of shutting out a particularly geopolitical zone or region, such as Southeast, seniority principle or policy or rule must be lowered to give room for regional balancing, and public explanations to that effect must be given. It is our further demand that AIG Kader and its 17 zonal commands in the country should be overhauled to capture the Southeast as well as to fill the depleting slots of the region in the current CP, DCP, ACP, and CSP rankings and postings. We move on to the next story. Edo steps up measures to contain second wave of COVID-19. Governor Godwin Obaseki of Edo says his government has reactivated the isolation and treatment facilities and the disease surveillance protocol to contain the spread of COVID-19 in the state. Obaseki, in his broadcast Tuesday in Benin, said that the strategy was to tackle the second wave of coronavirus pandemic to reduce the spread and the death rate in the state. Even though we have created the capacity to respond to the new outbreak of COVID-19, our strategy to cope with the second wave is to decrease the incidence of the death of the diseases and the mortality rate. In order to decrease the number of COVID-19 cases and reduce deaths from the second wave, we must emphasize public enlightenment, he said. He therefore warned the residents to, as much as possible, avoid crowded places, close places, and close contact with one another. We appreciate that during the Yuletide period, there are normally a lot of interactions with family and friends, but unfortunately, we would have to sacrifice this old practice so that we can be alive to enjoy many more Christmases and year-end activities in future, he said. He therefore enjoined them to observe the safety measures of COVID-19 as they celebrate the season with love and joy. As we celebrate this season of love, we must be circumspect so as not to lose our loved ones in as much as government will enforce the rules relating to COVID-19 in Edo. It is important that each and every one of us take personal responsibility to protect ourselves and the people around us. We must abide by all public health and safety measures to ensure that we are safe, he said. Non-compliance with COVID-19 protocols at Yuletide to spike cases. The Kaduna State government says the military securing the Kaduna-Abuja Road General area has neutralized 9 bandits following a firefight late on Monday night into the early hours of Tuesday. Mr. Samuel Arunwa, the State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, said this in a statement on Tuesday in Kaduna. Arunwa said that according to the operational feedback, troops acted on intelligence that the bandits were attempting to cross over from the eastern part of the Kaduna-Abuja highway to the western path with a large herd of rustled cattle. The herders whose cattle had been rustled from the eastern part of the route alerted the military for immediate action. An ambush was successfully laid by the troops as the bandits walked into the killing zone and were welcomed with a hail of bullets, he said. According to him, after the firefight, a search of the area yielded the recovery of 1 empty magazine, 1 set of complete army camouflage, and 1 set of desert boots. He said that other items recovered were 7 blankets, 2 Techno mobile phones, 1 kaftan outfit, and ropes for tying cattle. At first lighting this morning, a further search revealed the corpse of 1 bandit, 16 dead cows, and 3 wounded cows. 7 more bandits died from ferocious gunshot wounds sustained in the ambush, and their bodies were mutilated. Troops as of the time of this update are still conducting vigorous search patrols in the general area, he said. Arunwa said that a separate feedback, troops and police on December 29th also foiled another attempt by bandits to cross the Kaduna-Abuja highway with rustled cattle around the Greenfield University. The troops, guided by some local volunteers who pointed in the direction of the bandits' movement, engaged the criminals in a firefight. Sadly, one of the local volunteers lost his life. The report also said that 1 bandit corpse was found along with several rounds of 7.62mm special ammunition, Arunwa said. He said Governor Nasser El-Rufai, on receiving the feedback, congratulated the security agencies on the successful operations and urged them to sustain the tempo in the ongoing offensive against bandits. According to him, El-Rufai also sent his condolences to the family of the volunteer who lost his life and prayed for the repose of his soul. The governor also appealed to locals to always raise alarm in all cases and not only when they are directed or when they are directly affected, as banditry ultimately affects everyone. Furthermore, locals in villages around Jakarta, Darabi, Guanto, Kasarami, Kankomi, Chikwari, and neighboring locations in Chikum and Kajuru local government areas are enjoined to report any person found seeking medical attention for suspicious wounds, the commissioner said. Interpol falls multi-million euro COVID-19 scam by Nigerians. The statement read in part, In mid-March, as a number of countries were going into lockdown due to the coronavirus outbreak, German health authorities contracted two sales companies in Zurich and Hamburg to procure 15 euros worth of face masks. With a global shortage on medical supplies complicating usual business channels, the buyers followed new leads in the hopes of securing the masks. It all started with an email address and website which appeared to be linked to a legitimate company in Spain selling face masks. Unbeknownst to the buyers, the site was a fake and their legitimate email addresses had been compromised. Through email correspondence, the company initially claimed to have 10 million masks, only for the delivery to fall through. As consolation, they then referred the buyers to a trusted dealer in Ireland. The Irish middleman promised to put them in touch with a different supplier, this time in the Netherlands. Claiming to have a strong commercial relationship with a company, the man provided assurances that the alleged Dutch company would be able to supply the 10 million face masks. An agreement for an initial delivery of 1.5 million masks was made, in exchange for an upfront payment of 1.5 million euros. The buyers initiated a bank transfer to Ireland and prepared for delivery, which involved 52 lorries and a police escort to transport the masks from a warehouse in the Netherlands to the final destination in Germany. Just before the delivery date, the buyers were informed that the funds had not been received and that an emergency transfer of 880,000 euros straight to the Dutch supplier was required to secure the merchandise. The buyer sent the wire transfer and the masks never arrived. It turns out the Dutch company existed, but their website had also been cloned. There was no official record of the order. When the buyers realized they had been duped, they immediately contacted the bank in Germany, which in turn contacted Interpol's Financial Crimes Unit, setting off a race to intercept the funds and follow the money trail. The Dutch Fiscal Information and Investigation Service quickly tracked down the 880,000 euros, which had been transferred from the Germany company. Nearly 500,000 euros of those funds had already been sent to the United Kingdom, all of which was destined for an account in Nigeria. Governor Akeredolu donates office building to police zone. Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu of Ondo State on Tuesday donated a story building to the Zone 17 of the Nigerian Police Force. The building is to serve as the zone's operational office and headquarters. The news agency of Nigeria, NAN, reports that the Zone 17 was created on May 27, 2020 to serve Ondo and Ekiti states. While handing over the building to the newly promoted Deputy Inspector General of Police, DIG, Mr. David Folawiyo, the governor thanks Mr. President for approving the creation of the zone. He said the recent EndSARS protests had negatively impacted on the psyche of the police and urged them to come out and continue to enforce law and order in Ondo State. We owe it a duty to apologize to the police and encourage them so that they can come out to carry out their responsibilities, he said. The governor assured the DIG that his government will continue to give all the necessary needed support to the police to enable them to protect the people of the two states. In his address, Folawiyo, who was the pioneer Assistant Inspector General of the zone, thanks the governor for donating the building. Folawiyo disclosed that Governor Kayode Fayemi of Ekiti State has promised to equip the headquarters with computer sets and other necessary gadgets. He said that community policing will be rigorously pursued, adding that the zone will serve the people better than collaborating with other sister agencies. Umahi charges state ESCO members to remain loyal. Governor David Umahi of Ebonyi State has advised members of the State Executive Council to continue to remain loyal to his administration and not indulge in any act of betrayal in spite of the circumstances. Umahi gave the advice on Tuesday when the ESCO members led by Deputy Governor Kelechi Igwe paid him a Christmas visit in his country home at Uburu or Hazara local government area. He said that although there is a Judas in every 12, they should strive to imbibe the virtue of integrity and continue working together with him. When you are here and there, they will not take you seriously. People feel they can wake up and stab others at the back, forgetting that things do not work that way and people have different destinies. Count all those who betrayed us since 2015 and you'll discover that they have never found their feet. People want to attempt what others have done and succeeded, but God has brought all of us to decide their fate, the governor said. He further urged them to remain firm and steadfast in All Progressive Congress (APC). According to him, APC provides a platform for the Igbo people to evaluate themselves properly. He directed the secretary to the state government Omahi promised that there will be massive infrastructure development in 2021, while 2022 will be devoted to empowerment programs. In a speech, the deputy governor thanked the governor for his show of love and encouragement to the people. He promised that they would continue to remain loyal and supportive to him. This particular visit is unique because it is the first time since our participation in government that we are determined as a people to change the political gear. When you announced that it was time to move on, a lot of us were foot dragging, wanting to make consultations, but at the end, decided to move with you. I must confess that some of us didn't like the APC but decided to join it because of you. So, we are declaring that you must contest the 2023 presidential election. News agency of Nigeria reports that the EXCO members brought gift items including 10 cows, 100 bags of 25 kg of rice, amongst others, to the governor. And we move to the next story. Fidelity Bank announces new board appointments. Fidelity Bank of Nigeria has announced the appointment of new board executives to replace outgoing directors who recently completed their tenure in accordance with the bank's internal governance policy. Mr. Mustafa Chike Obi, chairman, board of directors of the bank, said in a statement made available to the news agency of Nigeria on Monday in Lagos. The statement listed the newly appointed board members to include Mrs. Amaka Onwagalu, Mr. Nelson Weke, and Mr. Chinedu Okeke as non-executive directors. While the appointment of Onwagalu and Weke have been approved by the Central Bank of Nigeria, that of Mr. Okeke is awaiting approval. He said that the bank looked forward to leveraging on the multidisciplinary experiences of the new board members. Chike Obi said the board is pleased with the appointments and is confident that the new directors will bring their considerable experience to bear in the bank's growth trajectory. We are very delighted to welcome the newly appointed directors to the Fidelity family. These appointments and the ongoing board realignment occasioned by the retirements that had to happen in line with our governance policies. And that's what we've got for you for today. Until we come your way again, do not forget to go head straight to Instagram and follow our Instagram page, like our Facebook page, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you'll be informed, you get notified when we are here to broadcast to you once again. My name is Angel Lady saying have yourself a pleasant holiday and stay safe. Bye now.